So for 2.5 hours straight now, I've been doing this. 2.5 hours separating my pictures. I'm not done yet. But I've been doing it for 2.5 hours. Laura with Omar. Laura as a kid alone. Laura as an adult alone. Mom's side of the family. Laura with Mom's side of the family. Donald with Omar. Or Omar with Donald. Omar with Donald's mom. My Alicia's World photos. Okay. Alicia's World photos. Laura with Dad's side of the family. Laura's friends or boyfriends all alone. Those are college friends. Dad's side of the family. Laura with friends, boyfriends. That's me with my college freshman roommate and her friends became my friends. Omar all alone, or other pets of mine all alone, and miscellaneous, where sometimes I would take pictures of other people's pets just for the hell of it. I'm really tired. I just wanted to do this. I just want these pictures separated, and I eventually, sooner rather than later, want to mark each photo on the back. I want to find it. Each photo. That's why I got the categories. Categories make it so much easier. I can't just sift through 1,000 pictures, you know. I have my mom's pictures too. I have doubles. Anyway, I want to mark them all on the back. On MySpace, on Facebook, on Flickr. I'm nuts, huh? Yeah, we've already established that a long time ago. I would like to state for the record, although these batteries may run out at any second, of course, that, and in light of things, you wouldn't think this is true, but actually I'm sure, anybody deep aware, any in the psychiatric field could explain it to me. I hate Marion, my Aunt Marion, more than I even hate my own father. I don't even think I hate my father. I think I'm just indifferent because, he drank back then when he was treating me badly and smoked pot, and apparently he was abused by his mom, my so-called grandmother, who rejected me when I'd always been her little princess until I revealed to her that I dated a black guy in college. Wasn't with him anymore, wasn't going to marry him, didn't matter to her. I was soiled goods now. From then on, she never spoke to me again. But anyway, I hate Marion. I hate her. And I hate this hatred I have. But it's justifiable. My father treated me badly when I was a kid. And then as an adult, he's just ignorant. The bottom line is just ignorant. But Marion has been cruel towards me. Marion sees me as fucking nothing. She sees me as just another mentally ill member of her family. She sees me as just lumps me in with my mom, negates my looks, my talent, my intelligence, everything. And she's just cruel. And she has this power over my mother. And I hate her. I hate her. I hate her. I don't hate anybody like I hate my Aunt Marion. I hate her. She's just pushed me too far. She just sees me as nothing. I have a new friend on here calling me beautiful and this, that, whatever, and even calling me a celebrity, and my Aunt Marion has always seen me as nothing. But she doesn't see me as nothing and then keeps her mouth shut about it. You know, she's just cruel. She's been so cruel. She forced my mom to throw me out on the street in 2009. She declared as fraud legitimate charges my mother had made on her own credit cards. Marion only did that for one reason, to make it look like I'd stolen my mother's credit cards, and any non-moron could see that. I hate her. I think I could die happy if I could just win against her. If I could just show my family. The rest of which, by the way, I'm indifferent, you know. I don't hate any of them. They're just ignorant, just like my father, just like my father's family. They're all ignorant. They don't see the big picture. They don't see the underlying things. On my mom's side of the family, they just cannot even wrap their minds around the fact that Marion might be up to no good, okay? I tried to tell them, and they wrote me off as if I was 5 years old. They just brushed aside my concerns as if I was just crazy, and I hate Marion. I could die happy if I could just prove to her that I'm not nothing. But of course I can't, because that takes becoming famous in real life, you know? That takes having recognition that would show her. And I want people to know what she's done to me. Not just my strangers out in cyberspace or friends out in cyberspace, but people around here. My mom's friends at church, the man who's dying, her friends, Marion's family. I want them all to know what she has done to me and to my mother. I hate Marion. I hate her. And you don't have to tell me that this kind of hatred will eat me up alive, that this kind of hatred will probably ultimately cause me to get sick, maybe cause me to get cancer. You don't have to tell me any of that. There's nothing I can do about it. I've been through too much shit in life, okay? I'm sure I used to hate my father, but now he's just an old man, you know? He's just an old man who's ignorant. But Marion is still a part of everything, and I hate her. I hate her. Hate her. I absolutely, positively hate her. Even to the point where if my aunt dies, I don't want to go to the funeral because I'll have to be around Marion. My mom already knows I won't go with Marion, but my mom is her sister, you know? She's going to lose the one sister. The other sister's been crazy since I was a little girl. I mean, not crazy where you can take some medication and it's fixed, crazy where she's never had a life. Any real kind of life. The other sister died of cancer a few years back. Poor mom. There's nothing that I can do, though. Marion has just pushed too far. It's all justifiable. My hatred, that is, of her. Because she's still in control of everything. It'd be one thing if she did some bad things or just family spat, like she tried to make it out to be. She just thinks I'm nothing. She thinks she has me right where she wants me because, I was in the shelter for 6.5 months where she made me go and oh, she tricked my mother into believing that it was the head of this. No, they're in cahoots. It wasn't. Believe me, I know I'm smart. I hate Marion. I hate her. I want to be everything. My mom was locked up in the fucking hospital. I was obese when I had first gone to California. I mean, people, I looked at my ALICIACREATURE world. I mean, there were people who thought I could be a star. But I didn't even try. I just was with Donald. I was obsessed with him. In any case, Marion stood over this bed. I was all upset. My mom was back in the mental hospital that had just released her a month before. I'd been through so much with Donald. Marion stood over this bed. Look at you. You're disgusting. I have a better body at my age than you do at yours. That was only one of a multitude of numerous scathingly cruel things she said to me. She also chased me around this house. And I know that even Donald's mom knew that Marion was trying to get me to hit her so she could have me arrested, you know? I hate her. And Donald's mom, I can't hate her because her son treated her so badly, you know? I can't hate her, but she was my only friend and she turned on me. I expected Donald to treat me like shit. Hope, if you're ever watching this, you turned on me. You were my only friend. I came this close to dying because of you. Because you turned on me. That makes me hate you more than I hate your son, you crazy, abusive bastard of a son. You were supposed to be my friend and you turned on me for no reason. And then you had the nerve to be indignant that I was talking about you out on YouTube. If you hadn't given me a reason to talk about you, I never would have. You pushed me too far. In the end, I nearly died because of you, Hope. Indirectly, I just couldn't take it. I expected Donald to treat me like shit. It was the price I had to pay for being there when I was supposed to never see him again. And that's how he felt, too, and he acquiesced to your wishes to not have me have to go into a shelter and to stay there. It was crazy for me to stay there, but there was Omar. I wanted to be near Omar. But I wound up wandering around the city. Right there, not in Hollywood, right there, around where that city, blacked out, shit-faced drunk, remembered nothing the next day. But I created some videos, apparently, and I watched them, and needless to say, they were on private. Along with just about every video I created back then, because they're anger-laced videos, you know? They're just too much. Couldn't take it, guys, when she turned on me. She was my only friend. I turned to the internet to save my life. I mean, I had started the channel, as you know, had to do with when I found out that my Chad Kruger Loves Me fantasy was just that, a delusional, ongoing, over a year-long fucking crazy fantasy. It wasn't true. He'd been with that Kristen woman the entire time I was believing that he was in love with me, or at least infatuated. When I found that out, I turned to the internet, but I mean, I didn't start talking about, Donald's mom. I mean, I had every right to talk about what her son had done to me, but I didn't start talking about her until she gave me a very valid reason to. Too many reasons. She turned on me. She and her son would gang up on me. But I won against them. In the end, they didn't get to have Omar. And, in the end, despite their sabotage, both of them sabotage, whatever, I ultimately, I'm now just about as thin as I was when I first met Donald. I was on my way to being back up to 232 pounds. I got all the way up to 217. I documented it on videos out here. I was only 15 pounds away from being at my heaviest weight again. I was creeping right back up there, and then I just said, fuck this. Fuck it. This life can throw any fucking trauma and heartbreak and pain my way, but I'm not going to be fat on top of it all. So I won against them, but Marion still has complete and utter control over my mother. My shelter friend, I told you about, believes that once the other aunt who has cancer dies, Marion's going to even rein my mother in even more. I mean, I don't know if my shelter friend's right. She's not an idiot. I wouldn't be friends with her if she was an idiot. She's wise. She's been through hell and back just like I have, just a different kind of hell, She's cool. She's cynical. She's, we have a lot in common. And then we have a lot not in common. Because I am sickeningly sensitive and compassionate, maybe too much. Some people on this planet aren't compassionate and sensitive enough, and some are just too compassionate and sensitive to the point where they can't even live. I fall into the latter category. I always have, okay? But Marion, my shelter friend's like, when your aunt who has cancer dies, Marion's probably going to even be more into your mother's life, especially since Marion knows that you can't stand Marion. Anyway, I spent 2.5 hours doing these pictures, and I'm going to make damn sure they all go into plastic bags. It'll only be in the future. I have other things I'm trying to do, like get all my 1,000+ pictures and videos onto a several thumb drives. I just bought 3 more 16 gigabytes at Best Buy the other day, last Thursday, 3 days ago. Actually, it's after midnight now, Monday, so 4 days ago. So actually sitting in front of my computer with 1,000 pictures and finding each picture. Basically, I wouldn't look at the picture and find it on MySpace, Facebook, and Flickr. I would look at the very first picture on MySpace, Facebook, and Flickr. What category does this belong in the 11 categories? And then find the picture. I'm sure it's a task. It might take me a total of like maybe a full day, like 24 hours or something of it. Ultimately, it's not going to be a quick task. However, it'll be something in the future, not now. I'm concentrating on other stuff now. But yeah, I hate Marion. If you knew every last thing she's done to me and said to me over the years, you would understand why I would actually hate her more than my father, who treated me like total shit when I just needed his love and when I was a kid. But like I said, he didn't know how to deal with a kid, okay? He hadn't raised any kids. He left us when I was 2. He wasn't with the other black kid who his wife tried to pass off as his, but, you know, you learn the truth once the kid gets just a wee bit older. Anyway, but he didn't live with them, you know, they were divorced, whatever. He didn't want a kid, especially one as fucked up as I was, okay? He didn't know how to deal with me. I'd been through hell and back already by the time I reached the age of 13. I'd almost, if he hadn't stepped in to quote-unquote save the day, I would have wound up in foster home, okay? I lived with the aunt who has cancer and her husband and daughters for 5 months while my mom was locked up in a very bad mental hospital. Those kind that don't exist anymore, but you've seen in movies. I had to visit her there, you know. The screaming people around you and whatnot and whatnot and whatnot. But, okay, Marion is still a craw in my, whatever. Craw in my side, whatever. She's still, I hate her. I hate her. Hate her more than I hate anyone else. I hate her, even surprisingly enough, more than I hate my father. I don't even think I actually hate my father. I don't think I do. Marion is just fucking, ugh. She's just, I hate her. And I hate that I hate her, and I need to be touched. I need to be touched, or I'm gonna just need to be touched by a guy. Doesn't have to give one flying fuck about me. He just has to be somebody I'm attracted to, and, you know, and am turned on by being touched by him, you know, by a guy that I'm turned on, that he's touching me. I'm not gonna make out with him. I just want to be massaged in public, just neck and back and shoulders, have him kiss on my neck and lick my ear and tell me how beautiful and sexy and desirable I am. He doesn't have to like me, doesn't have to believe it, he just has to whatever, be convincing. I need to be touched by another human being. I'm losing it. I'm just, the aunt who has cancer is going to die soon, and my mom is going to, and I hate Marion, and I don't know what's going to happen when the aunt who has cancer dies. I fear. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. My mom plans on showing some autonomy. I'm not going to spell it out, but she does. And it doesn't even have anything to do with me and Marion. But my mom's waiting until the aunt who has cancer dies. I can predict the future. I know. I know. My mom doesn't know because my mom wants to believe her sister has her. My mom wants to believe that her sister has that Marion has my mom's best interest at heart. She doesn't. Oh, but I'm crazy for believing that, right? In the eyes of my family, anyway. Both sides, by the way.